Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of the Arena Open. In this draft, it's the first draft, so if I can get to 3 or 4 wins, I will be qualified for the second draft, where I will be drafting for the cash. So high stakes drafting, really wanting to do my best here because I can win up to $2,000 if I play really well today. So let's get started. If you do enjoy these high stakes draft videos, let me know in the comments. I'll definitely make sure to make them in the future when the Arena Opens come out. And yeah, we are going to be doing best of 3 draft, which is it's like you get to adjust to your opponents a little bit more than you do in best of 1. And I've actually been really finding a lot of success in Wilds of Eldraine best of 3 recently. I've won a couple drafts on MTGO. I did really well at some in-person events. And overall, I think that the key is to figure out what's open, and then like you can take a little bit of time to waffle, if that makes sense. And then once you figure out what's open, then you just have to make sure that you just stay committed. Don't like jump around too much once you do that. The other thing I've been finding really important in this format is having like consistent curves, and then the final thing is like playing around certain cards that your opponent can have based on their colors. So I think every color kind of has a card that if you can play around it, it's going to do wonders for you. So in black, if you can play around Rat Out, then you're going to be very happy. If you're against the blue decks, if you can play around Spell Stutter, then you're going to be very happy. If you're playing against red decks, Flick a Coin is a card that if you can play around it, then you're going to be in better shape. Like things I've been doing against Flick a Coin and Rat Out specifically is when I play like a 2-1 on turn 2, I've been willing to just on my main phase on turn 3, like play, like for example, a Ferocious Werefox Adventure to give the creature +1/+1 so that in the future their Flick a Coin won't kill it. And that actually does do a lot because it means that they're not going to be able to just get a nice 2-for-1 against you, and that can really just save you a lot of trouble. Another thing is if you're playing against like a white deck, Kellen's Lightblades is a card that sometimes really can wreck you, especially if they really want to bargain something like the Princess Takes Flight, and Kellen's Lightblades can really be annoying. So you can just like, oh, I won't attack you this turn. You won't get to bargain it. You'll have to do something else. And then I feel like I named every color except one in terms of cards played. Oh, green. Green has a fight spell that you can kind of sometimes play around, which is always effective when it works. So let's ready up. The queue is a little bit different for the Arena Open, which is why I joined the queue and then didn't know how long it would take quite. But we are in the queue, readied up. Classic NicolaiBolas ready first. I mean, this is just kind of what I'm known for. It's always hitting the ready button as soon as it pops. And it's just like a way to, it's a lifestyle. Let's just say it that way. Where as soon as I see that ready button, you know that I just jump on it. I don't do a long-winded intro before hitting the ready button. I just instant go. Let's go. They do it like this so you can't like collude with other drafters. Okay, let's open something good. Woohoo! We're in the draft. I'm so excited. Well, we have opened up something pretty solid. It's a 4-mana removal spell that lets us look at our opponent's entire deck. Exile the creature, hand, graveyard, and library. And that's pretty good. Getting full information in a format like Best of 3 can work absolute wonders. There's also Belligerent of the Ball, Howling Galefang. If blue-green is open, Troyan is pretty good. I think I'm just going to take the end, though. Black is like a color that I'm very happy to end up in. Belligerent is solid as well and could put me in red. But I think if you just... It just doesn't make sense to pass up on a 4-mana exile that can cost 2 in some situations, which is the situation where you really need it to cost 2. Howling Galefang is pretty good as well. I've been impressed by the vigilance on this card. Belligerent to the Ball. I expect that this card, 5, 6. There's going to be a good card that wheels from this pack for me. This is a good pack. Okie doke. So we start off with a black card. A good pairing with black is often green. Hamlet Glutton's quite good. Here there is a uncommon missing out of the pack. Not a huge signal. This card is better than I first thought it was. You don't have to like sacrifice your hand. You just get to put a couple counters on this and then draw them. I still don't love it very much because if you top deck it in the mid game, it does very little. Here there is a cut in. There is also a Hamlet Glutton. Those are 2 cards that I'm eyeballing right now. Tattered Ratter can also be good in red-black. It's a close pick, I think, between Cut and the Glutton. I think the Glutton might be better than the Cut-In. And also, I think people like to fight over red a little bit more, but there is a red rare in this pack. There's a couple more red cards. There's no good green cards that I'm passing here. I think I'm going to take the Glutton, because black-green Glutton-type decks can be pretty good. Cut-In is a good card, don't get me wrong, but I think Glutton is a little bit better. Okie doke. Now we see some interesting cards. I actually was very impressed with Cursed Courtier yesterday. I got to do some really cool things with it. Flick a Coin is a really good red card, but I think Root Rider Fawn is just exactly what you want. This card is very, very powerful to start with on turn 2. I don't mind Red Tooth Genealogist. This is another great 3-drop. Works well with the Glutton. And I think that this card can wheel. So I think that we're going to take the Root Rider Fawn over Flick a Coin and like over some white cards that we're maybe seeing. But I think this might just be the best card in the pack. And we see a couple of green cards. We might wheel the Genealogist. We might wheel Leaping Ambush, which I'm actually fine playing sometimes. Okay. Now we see quite a few good white cards. And this makes me want to just jump ship on black and just dive into white-green. I think Expel the Interlopers is a card that I'm less high on because I end up, like, it kills my own stuff a lot of the time. Grasp of Fate is pretty good. I could just get deeper into green, but I think Hopeful Vigil is better than these green cards by a large margin, and so I'm going to take the Hopeful Vigil. Grasp of Fate is okay. Expel the Interlopers is fine, but like in green-white specifically, you don't really want Expel. You want this in like blue-white or like black-white control sometimes. But I think we're going to take Hopeful Vigil. It's just the best card by a large margin. Grasp of Fate is a fine removal spell. We see a little bit of blue, but I don't want to jump into blue-white. I think we see a little bit of green as well, but we're just going to take our good 2-drop. And now there is another Hopeful Vigil. Great pickup. We see a little bit of green, not a ton of black. Nightly Valley's actually been pretty impressive. Like, you just have the ability to jam that on something sometimes, like a flyer, and then you just have a huge threat. Seeing a little bit of green still, which is nice, but white is definitely looking open. And I'm definitely willing to draft white-green. I've been finding pretty good success with that archetype. I think I have a good understanding of it. I think you can play a more mid-rangey game, but you still want to make sure you're like leaning aggressive. The one Hamlet Glutton can be fine. Root Rider Fawn can still do good work. Okay. Callous Sellsword. I think Slumbering Keep Guard is the pick here. This card followed by a Hopeful Vigil is just quite good. I don't care about these 5-drops at all. Callous Sellsword is fine in black-red specifically, but black isn't looking open. And then there's these 2 green cards, which is encouraging because it means there's green cards, but Keep Guard is a pretty good one with Hopeful Vigil. Sets up your draw pretty nicely. Here, there's nothing really for me. This is just a terrible pack. I'm just going to take a Johann's Stopgap. It plays well with Hopeful Vigil if we do end up in that direction. Maybe we'll open up some crazy card that we need to play blue-white. Blue-white's not very good, though, is the thing. But all these cards are bad, like 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not like the thing is, it's not like a signal reading thing. It's like the best card is a blue card, which is fine because it means people are not playing blue, which is not a shock. People don't often like to play blue. But I can still just take my green and white cards. Maybe my white and black cards. I only have 2 green cards after all. Wow, we got pick 8 Hopeful Vigil. We're definitely in good shape for white, which I really like. So we can pair white with green. We can pair white with black. Hopeful Vigil number 3 is a huge pickup. It makes any copies of Feasting, Stockpiling Celebrate quite good. So we are in good shape here. And I think as long as we know that one color is heavily open, this card, Hopeful Vigil, plays well with Hamlet Glutton. Honestly, just getting 3 copies of this is huge for us. What else? Yeah, pretty good. This is the wheel pack. This is where we get to see what comes back. If Red Tooth Genealogist wheels, we're going to be very happy. Because Hopeful Vigil into Red Tooth Genealogist is just an absolutely great like curve. And we have 4 2-drops for a white-green deck. So I'm really hopeful that we can wheel a Red Tooth Genealogist. I think there was one in this pack and one in the pack after this. The Troyan wheel, but this is an easy Archon's Glory. Archon's Glory is like a very good card. It plays perfectly with Hopeful Vigil. And it's a card I'm very happy to see. We wheeled a couple of red cards, kind of like I expected. We wheeled Troyan, which is not unexpected either. Garrick's Uprising is not my favorite, but Archon's Glory is an easy pick out of this pack. I love that card. And then we wheeled, not going to lie, I don't love Protective Parents, but it can make the deck in a pinch. And I don't want to play blue-white. These cards are like mediocre. Leyline of Abundance doesn't do much for me. And Protective Parents can be playable. Also, not passing any white cards is nice. Because we can just play white, pair it with whatever. figure it out from there. Okay, now we're going to take... I guess we will take Diminisher Witch. I don't want to play it, though. I'm not trying to play blue-white. I'll just take Plunge into Winter, not pass any white cards. And now we get a Toadstool Admirer or a Candy Trail. Honestly, Candy Trail is probably a little bit better. I don't love Toadstool Admirer. I also don't like passing a last pick green card because I kind of am trying to play green, but green was not very open that pack. We just know that white is open. And knowing that white is open gives me high confidence taking a white card pack too. It's interesting because we don't really have a second color. We have a couple of blue cards, which we don't really want to pair with white. We have a couple of green cards, which green didn't seem very open after we took the Root Rider and the Hamlet Glutton. We took Hamlet Glutton second. But we know that white is very open, and so we can just leverage that. So we can get, like, if we get a powerful card, so like if we get past something like, we could easily get past like a white-red bomb or something like that, and then we'd be able to just play white-red. Because we have so many white cards, and we know that white is going to be open in pack 3. Getting a strong white card to start pack 2 is good. I expect that in this pack, we're going to see a lot of red cards and a lot of, like, maybe red-black cards. Okay. This is tough. I see a Neva. Neva is fantastic in this deck with all these Hopeful Vigils. There's also another Hamlet Glutton. And there's also a Stormkeld Vanguard, which is an absolute beating of a card. Black was not open in pack 1. But Neva's really good. Green was not open either. I think Neva's the pick here. There's not a white card to take. There's Stormkeld and Hamlet Glutton. But I think we're going to speculate on the Neva. Neva can be really good for us. Okay. Now, what do I take here? Voracious Vermin. Evolving Wilds. Vermin has felt like a card that I've never really been impressed by Vermin. There's nothing good green going around here. The white cards aren't very good. I could take Evolving Wilds. Could take Vermin. I think I'll take Evolving Wilds, or there's also Cut In. I'll take Cut In. Easy Celebrant here. Celebrant is really good in my deck with 3 Hopeful Vigils. Definitely better than Protective Parents. We have 1 removal spell, and that's kind of it. So I guess we could try to play black just to get a couple removal spells. Take another Hopeful Vigil. We really want some bargain cards. So we have our blue cards here, including 2 bargain cards. We have our green cards here. We have our black cards here and our red cards here. And then we're just definitely playing white. We're not going to play Plunge into Winter, though. We're not going to play Candy Trail. We have a lot of good white cards, and so we are in good shape, I think. We have 4 premium 2-drops. Okay, there's another good green card. There's also Kellen's Light Blades, which I love. And I'm 100% to play. And a double green card isn't really where I want to be. And I really do like Kellen's Light Blades. This card has moved way up for me. Especially when I have 4 Hopeful Vigils. So bargain cards go up in value. There's not a black card in this pack. There is some green, but green has not seemed that open. This card does get marginally better in green. I hope we're the only white drafter. I don't want to play mono white probably, but because would just probably splash the black cards. I think they're better than my green cards. Easy Archon's Glory. This card is just fantastic. There's also a Genealogist and a Beanstalk Worm. But going into pack 3, I kind of like having my 3-drop slot open because there's a lot of good 3-drops. There's this card. There's Stockpiling Celebrants that I wouldn't mind playing. And overall, if I have the ability to just take 3-drops and not worry about it, I'm going to be happy. And getting an Archon's Glory is great. Now I get to start taking sideboard cards, and I think I'll take Moment of Valor over Rat Out. Just being able to kill big things against green decks is pretty important. Especially because my deck is lacking removal. Well, wheeling a Hopeless Nightmare is fantastic. That card plays really well with like Neva and all the cards I already have, like my bargain cards. So black-white could be a good spot for us. We'll take this card just in case red-white is where we want. We can open up some really good cards here and be in good shape. I'll take the Spear Guard, though I don't really want to play it. Intangible Virtue is a card you might think, oh, but you have 4 tokens, but it's still not a card I want to play. My tokens are already fine. I think black-white's going to be good for me. I have 13 cards for that deck. I have a couple more that I could play, like Protective Parents and a Candy Trail or whatever. Neva's really good in my deck. Pack 3 is going to be a big pack for me. Mostly going to be getting white cards, maybe a smattering of black cards. If only. Here there's a Hopeful Vigil, but there's also a Candy Grapple, and we need removal, and it's perfect for us. We don't control that many auras. We have a lot of other cards. But Candy Grapple is the perfect card for our deck. Maybe we can even wheel this, because nobody's been taking them, but we're just going to play black at this point. Yes! Oh my gosh, we got past a Spellbook Vendor. We are doing it! That card is fantastic. It's just absolutely one of the best rares in the set, and we got past it. You just turn all of your creatures into 3/3s. You get Scrying, you get stuff to sacrifice. I don't think we're going to wheel this, but we did wheel one last pack. So this is perfect for us. We are a little bit light on playables compared to where I'd like to be, but Protective Parent is not too embarrassing to play. Moment of Valor isn't, and we do have a lot of cards this pack that we get to see. This card can be pretty big, but the problem is we have a lot of like creatures that aren't creatures. I think Witch's Vanity is just a great card. There's also Conceited Witch. Witch's Vanity kills a lot of things you care about. Goes to the graveyard for Neva. It's just a good pickup. Not the best pack for us. This card's not great, but this is just a bad pack in general. There's not a good card here, unless you're playing like a Collector's Vault deck. We don't want Gingerbrute in this deck because we don't have ways to like buff it with young hero tokens. So I think here we just take the either Unassuming Sage or Wicked Visitor, but probably Unassuming Sage. I think this card is fine. It's played a 4-drop or 2-drop. I definitely like Armory Mice when you have some Hopeful Vigils. Don't really want this card. Rowan's Grim Search is fine, but I think we're just going to take the Armory Mice. This pack isn't going quite as well as I was hoping, but Fell Horseman, 1 copy is fine. I wish I could get more stockpiling Celebrants. There's still 2 new packs, I guess. We can play a copy of Rat out. Not that After All doesn't play well with our tokens. Kind of a weak pack for us. Kind of unlucky. It's not like we are seeing good cards for other colors, though. There's not really anything. It's weird because we got very few. Oh my gosh, this card's great. There's also a Hopeless Nightmare, which I love. How many creatures do I have? 8 creatures, but these are creatures as well. Return Triumphant plays really well with Spellbook Vendor. And yeah, I'm just going to take the Hopeless Nightmare. 1 Shadow the Oath, just what I want. Perfect. Honestly, Ashiok's Reaper could be okay. I'm not certain about that Ashiok's Reaper pick. Definitely could be wrong, but I feel like I've kind of built a deck that Ashiok's Reaper could be one of my better cards in. I tend to just like the straightforward cards, but I also like cards that can be an engine. So this is 41 cards, but I'm playing some bad ones. I don't want to play 2 Rat Outs. I want to play 1. I don't want to play Wicked Visitor. So I think I will play... this card. Give myself an extra removal spell against something big. It's also Candy Trail, which I don't really want. I don't think I want 2 Rat Outs either. I think 1's fine. It looks like my creature count's low, but I have 13 creatures thanks to these 4. And... I really wish I'd gotten more stockpiling Celebrants, but I just didn't see them. It's weird. It was a weird draft. Could also play this card. I have 1, 5, 6, 7 2-drop creatures. This one can also be a 4-drop, which is nice. My color count is strangely even, which is kind of wild. This is definitely a 16 land deck, so I just play another 3-drop creature probably. Or a Rat Out. Yeah, the Protective Parents is going to be better, I think. Anyway, that's going to do it for the build. I'm really not sure on this Ashiok's Reaper pick. That's maybe the sketchiest pick for me, because the removal spell would have been good for me, but I feel like Ashiok's Reaper can do some good stuff when I have all of these guys. And a lot of bargain cards. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 bargain cards, and Ashiok's Reaper. Do I have any more bargain cards? No. I can also just sack them in the late game. Well, we're going to do our best. I'll see you folks in the games. Before I get to the games, I want to give a brief shout out to the NicolaiBolas Patreon. If you've been enjoying my videos and would like to support my content directly, then Patreon is the best way to do so. Patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Patreon is a way for viewers to give back to the content that they enjoy. So if my videos have made your life a little bit brighter, maybe you want some extra booster packs or gems on Magic Arena, and you just enjoy the channel, then Patreon is a way for you to give back and help me continue making high quality content on a consistent basis. You'll also gain access to things like my Wilds of Eldraine tier list, where I grade every single card in the set on an A through F scale, and other things like drafts with me, or even being featured in these credits, because I do want to give a special shout out to the patrons who support at the credits level. It really does mean a lot and helps the channel grow and thrive. Thank you so much to all of my patrons, and without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round 1. We have a creatureless hand, but it's got spells, it's got lands, so we're going to keep it. Now it's got a creature. I don't really want to lead with this. I kind of want to hold up Rat Out in case they play a 1 toughness guy, because then I can kill it, and then next turn I can play this and save the Hopeless Nightmare for finding a... another bargain with this guy. Now there's our Protective Parents, just what we wanted. They hit me for 1, okay. I'll just let them counter this if they have counter, which I suspect they do. Okay. That's fine. Stingblade. Oh, baby. Let's go. Now I'm going to start writing down some of the cards they have. Okay, this card's going to get sided out for another X1 hate spell, I think. Going to go for my kind of tough to use combat trick here. Hold up my actual removal spell. Sure. They get nothing. Nice. We're playing around them having a hopeless vigil. I mean, a hopeless nightmare. Sure. Oh, we'll take those. Got game one. So what instance did we see from them? We're definitely going to bring in another rat out, because killing one of their X1s is just devastating. We saw fairy fencing. We saw fairy fencing, succumb to the cold. And Stingblade. And then other noteworthy cards are Balloonas, because Balloonas can be pretty good. Picklock Prankster as well. Here I definitely want my second rat out, because they have a lot of tiny creatures and fairies. And what do I want to cut? Probably Moment of Valor. That seems like a pretty clean... I start off my deck more balanced, and then I can shift it either direction. Where if they have a lot of little creatures, I can bring in my second anti-1/1 card. This is a keep, I think, on the draw. I need to draw a swamp, but I have mostly white cards, I think. And if I hit my swamp in the first 5 turns, I should be fine. Okay. So here's where I really need a swamp. Right here. Off the top. Yes! That's why they call me Nikolai. They call me Clutch Nikolai for a reason. Next turn I can play... I can attack in and maybe trade off and play Neva. Wow. They have 3 cards. I'm just going to kill this. Or get their counterspell out of their hand. That's unfortunate. That card is going to be hard to beat. If I'd played my Neva first, I would have gotten a Scry out of it. I might be able to race this if I draw something good here. Sleep Cursed Fairy, sure. This is just going to be a game I lose. They have their best card. I have not drawn very well. I had to keep a kind of sketchy hand. Okay, game 3. I'm back on the play. My rat outs are fantastic against them. I don't have any anti-flyer stuff, but I kind of want to bring back in my 3-mana card. Deal with the Lock Whale for 5 mana. What can I cut? Probably something mediocre like Unassuming Sage. I know I only have one target for a moment, but I can always use it as a combat trick as well. Gosh, this matchup seems really, really good if I can kill one of their X1s with my rat out. Because that's always just such a blowout, because you get a creature, they lose their creature. So I just have to hope they don't draw their Horned Loch Whale, which is just one of the best rares in the set. Maybe I'll draw my Spellbook Vendor. Well, this is an easy keep. Lead with my mice. This can give it. This will get me some scrying. Need to find a swamp. Don't need the planes. I hope they have to cast something here. Thank goodness. That's a great draw. Perfect. I love both those cards. Next turn I can play stockpiling. Bounce this, play the other one. Nice. This thing's gonna get me counter. I can gain my life with my food. Honestly, just getting the one Spellbook Vendor has done wonders this game. Yeah! Round 1 is in the books. Huge. Huge! Let's go. See you folks in round 2. Welcome to round 2. We have to mulligan this. If we had one more land, this hand would be amazing. Okay, this is what we're working with. I don't really like Fell Horseman in the opening hand. It's gonna be tough. We don't have any creatures. I can end this, but I'm gonna take some damage first. Not my best start. If they have a way to keep this guy alive, I think I just lose. Okay, thank goodness. Not out of it just yet. I'd love to draw a Hopeful Vigil. That would be great. They're missing land drops. We're going to get to see their entire deck. So that's going to be helpful for games 2 and 3. So we know they have 2 Minecart Daredevils. One Tangled. Sure. One Imidanes. Okay, let's check out their deck list. Okay. One Flick. One Mary. One Bespoke. One Witches. Scream Puff. They have an Ariet's Whisper. Gnawing Crescendo. They have 2 Imidane's Recruiters. Okay. One Whisper. 2 Recruiter. 2 Ratters. Yep. I know they have one of the... Gnawing Crescendo. Gosh, I don't remember exactly every single card. Just know Ariet's Whisper is kind of annoying. Harried Spearman is okay for me. Oh, right, it's less okay for me. I should have let Woodland Acolyte die. It's way better to get back with my other card. Hopefully we scry into something like another Hopeful Vigil. I think that card's worth keeping. It's better than drawing a land. They should flick a coin, maybe? I don't know. They're being patient. Okay. Big draw here. Come on. Oh my gosh. No. Firebolt. Dang it. I think I'm slightly ahead right now. They get to draw, but I have so many good draw steps. If I draw... Come on, Hopeful Vigil, right here. Yes! Yeah, I'll scry 2 then draw. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes! Ashiok's Reaper coming in clutch. Yes! Oh my gosh, they have 3 mind cards. Skewer Slinger, sure. Take out their last card. No attacks. Please say we won. Ashiok's Reaper was so good. Oh my gosh. Yes! Oh, baby, we took game 1. That was so clutch. Ashiok's Reaper, better than I've ever seen that card be. Holy heck. My goodness. We drew the card at the perfect moment. Oh my gosh. I'm going to bring in Candy Trail, I think. Over Rat Out. I didn't see any 1 toughness guys, really. I mean, there was some rats. But I like looked at their whole deck. Oh no, they have the young ratters. What am I doing? Oh no. The young ratters. I should bring in an extra rat out maybe. Heal young ratter. I kind of like the life gain. I know they have 2 ratters. I wish I had like banked up some time banks so I could have written down every card in their deck. I just know they have 2 Imidanes. They have like Battle Garb. They have the 3 mana Kipburn. Getting to look at their deck is very powerful. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I've got like 15 of their 23 spells written down. It's pretty good. There wasn't any like bomb rare. They have 3 mine cards. They have a Tangled. They have 2 recruiters, a Flick, a Merry Bards, a Bespoke, Battle Garb. They have a Witch's Mark, a Whisper, Ariet's Whisper, 2 Young Ratters, a Gnawing. Yeah, Gnawing Crescendo. They have 1 of the 1-drop guy, Harried. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 16 of their cards written down, so that's pretty good. Pretty good. Up a game, feels good. And I had a pretty sketchy hand that last one. I had the mulligan and everything. This hand is unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Start with the keep guard. Bespoke, okay. We are going to scry a land at the top if we see one up there. Because I do need to hit my 4 drops. Nice, Deepened Plains, which is what we wanted. Sure. I'm just going to play Neva next turn. Bring back Reaper. Gonna be a lot of damage. Gosh darn it, of course they had to draw their planes this game. They have 2 recruiters. Gonna draw. Dang it. That was where I just need to like draw a spell and then hope for the best. Oh, gosh. I don't know. 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 I don't know Yep, their draw lined up really well against mine this game. I'm probably just dead. Yeah, I'm gonna go next. I can't win this game. Okay. Game 3, game 3. I'll be on the play this game, which is helpful. Wow. Okay. Do I want to rat out? I think we'll have one rat out to answer their guys. Oh, this is tough. That just did not line up my way. I won game 1 in a very kind of crazy fashion, so let's hope for something good here. Yes, this is a good hand. I'm glad I have the Candy Trail. Honestly, both of these are good. I don't think I need the land, though. Okay, so they have their skewer. I'm just begging them not to have their one flick a coin here. Kellen. Yep. If they have +2/+1, 2 copies of it in their hand, I'm going to be so sad. Yes, that worked. Okay. No blocks. Okay. This is where I really hope they didn't draw their Area Whisper, because that card is just devastating against me. No! Oh, that's so bad for me.
Both of my engine pieces are gone. Yeah!
What a rip.
I'm going to get my scry on here. Yeah, I want both those. Keep that on top. I'm a little bit worried about Imitating Recruiter. Yep, Ratcatcher. Oh no, please say their last card isn't Intimidating Recruiter. Oh no. Oh, thank goodness we're not dead. Screen Puff, okay. Card's pretty good. I just have to hope they don't draw Imitating Recruiter this turn. They get a food. That's fine. Yes. Don't really want that. Yep, we want both those. My gosh, this game is intense. And then my guy's going to die. I'm going to gain 6 life, which is huge. And then I'm going to draw another couple cards. I should have drawn and then scribed. That was my bad. Scarecrow Guide. Okay, so now if they get to 8 mana, they have their Imidane loop going. Good card. Because then I can attack with like everything. Okay, just have to fade Imidines, Recruiter. Okay, that's not it. I know they have 2 copies of Imidines. Draw, then scry. Yeah, I'll keep that. Yes! Yes! That was such a close match. Holy heck. Oh my gosh, if they'd had Imidines on a key turn there, that would have been bad. Yes! Let's go. 2-0. See you next round. Welcome to round 3. We're playing against Jabberwocky, which I think is Logan Nettles, who's a really good player. We're going to keep this. They're mulliganing on the play, and we have 2 Hopeless Nightmares. So hopefully we draw some action here. Like if we drew a Celebrant or something. Oh, baby, that's a good one. But he's a really good player. But we're also a very good player. Screen buff. I think I'm going to take screenshots of the deck next time I get to look at a whole deck. Honestly, neither of those is that good for me right now. Sure. Okay. Choose cards. Hand. Deck 1. He's got a Twisted Fealty. Yikes. Okay. So he can grapple my guy. I'm fine with that. Okay, so now let's just start writing down the cards so that we know he has. Not the most organized way of doing this, but sure. Fine trade for us. Perfect draw. Just what the doctor ordered. Deck 1. So he's got a high fae. Ariat. Lord. Skit. Butch. Any big creatures? They're mostly pretty dang small. Oh my gosh, of course Arena crashed. Of course Arena crashed. I am devastated. Oh my gosh. Well, I guess we can keep writing our cards down. Thanks, Arena. Gosh darn it. Gosh, Arena just shutting down randomly is not good for me. At least I got back in. And I don't have any timeouts, so I probably really got screwed here. Yeah, I did not want that. I really wanted to just draw my unassuming guy. doesn't make much sense to get the sorcerer thing on it because he's just going to lose it anyway. When I put the wicked on it. I bounced the food. I'm at a high life total. You have Sugar Rush? Yep. Man, if I had Moment of Valor, I could have blown out the Sugar Rush. I'm now defenses. I've got my defenses against the Ariat's Whisper up. You might wonder why I didn't just go for the kill there. It just doesn't seem worth it. He's got all his mana up. I know he has 2 Torch the Towers. He probably would have used it. I guess I should have played this because if he does have Ariat's Whisper, I just win anyway. Okay, we got there. So what do I know about his deck? 2 Harried. 2 times Torch. Wicked. V. Two Screen Puffs. Okay. I think I want my other rat out because he has... Honestly, I think my configuration's pretty good against him. I want this thing for his Screen Puffs. I like having one rat out to try and line up against his 3/1 flyer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. He's got a grapple. Sting. Sting Blade. Voracious Vermin. Ooh, Voracious Vermin's another one. I already wrote that one down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's got a mint Strosity. Yeah, I should have brought in the second one. Good. This is a weird card to play with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, and then he had a couple cards in his graveyard from the early turns. I think I've written down all the cards I've seen though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah. I've written down pretty much every card. I'll bring in the rat for game 3. The rat out, number 2. I don't know what to cut though. Unassuming Sage was pretty solid there. Yes, this is a great hand. Oh my gosh, this hand is amazing. And he's mulliganing again. Okay, we're going to win this game, I think. I know every card in his deck. None of them are that scary. Not like he has some bomb that I have to be able to kill. I hope folks realize it is pretty intense. Like, I'm really trying my hardest here, and so like I'm not just like so I can play my mice. I can trade with his ratter. He doesn't have any flick of coins, which is great. Skater's Butcher, okay. I feel like I can win the race with Archon's Glory, maybe. Dang it. Yeah, I got max punished. Should have gone for the rat out on my turn. It's okay, we can still win. I hope they play Screen Puff here. Can't really use the at the moment. That's a huge draw. Okay. He's got 3, 5, 7 power in play. He's got a couple of sugar rushes. If he had a burn spell, he would have used it there, I think. He probably suspects I have Archon's Glory, or knows I have it. 2, 4, 7, 10. Yeah, I don't want to lose the sugar rush. What instant speed does he have? He could steal something. He only has 1 torch left in his entire deck. Blue mana. Oh no. Quick study, okay. So he kept up double red mana. So he could play Harried Spear Guards, I guess? This should work out for me. I can check to see if the coast is clear with my The End. Are you okay here? I'm dead, right? We can kill this and this. Yup. Dang it, I was feeling really confident there. I guess I needed to use my removal spell more early. Jeez, I was in such good shape that game. I think I played a little scared, maybe? I don't know. Oh, darn it. I needed to just use my Archons to gain some life, maybe. Go for like a good block. Gain 4. If I had used the end on my own guy, would I have been alive? No, because he gets the Wicked counter. No, but I would be, because I kill my own guy before he takes it. Then he gets to swing in. Put me to 1. But then I can't win. Oh, I choked that game, maybe. Oh, I needed to play my lands out, not play around Ariad's Whisper so much. Not play around Screen Puff so much. He mulliganed. I had a good hand. And I botched it, I guess. Jeez Louise. The key play was me trying to rat out his 1-1. And then he just gets to bargain it away. Because if I get to have an extra 1-1, then I think I win that game. Oh, that's so bad. Need to try and save my X1s to line up with his really good cards. Game 3, let's go. Let's go. What a hand. Let's go. And he mulligans again. Jeez Louise, he just cannot catch a break on these opening hands. What does he have? He has Steel Effect. He can't really kill my 3/3 unless he has Torch. I can't believe he sided in Quick Study. What a crazy play. Maybe he had it all. Okay. Definitely lead with my 3-1. It hits harder. He gets his island. Okay. I think waiting until turn 5 to play it is just playing too scared. Like, I know he doesn't have that much removal. He's a Candy Grapple, 2 Torch the Towers. Gosh darn it. How does he just do that to me? Oh my gosh, that's so brutal. Jeez Louise, of course he has his 2-card miracle combo to beat me. This is insane. Gosh darn it. He's got one of each of these in his deck. He did mulligan, but gosh darn it, that's so frustrating. He's drawing 2. Berman, okay. The end is pretty good here. Good to see what's in his hand first. Any new cards? Korvald, Johan. So he went grindier here. Hoping he whiffs, but gosh darn it. Oh man. That was such a devastating play when he stole my guy and sacked it. He has a few sack outlets, I guess, but man. Screen puff. Gosh darn it. I guess game 2 was the one I had to win. This one I couldn't have really played this significantly differently. He went from no cards in hand to just everything. He just drew this, then he drew this because he drew this, and then I drew 3 lands, and that's game. Oh, I'm so devastated. That was so bad. My gosh. Could I have won that second game? I feel like I could have. I could have played at the end so I knew it was in his hand and then played around it maybe. Gosh. Oh well, see you next round. Welcome to the final round. After choking that last match, I feel pretty devastated, not gonna lie. I could have won if I had just, if I hadn't let my rat out get blown out by his bargain spell. I always seem to do that. It's just so bad. It's like, why would I do that to myself? But I just like, and I knew he had that card in his deck too. With Rowan's Grim Search, sacking his rat. I don't get a rat. He gets to dig deeper. If I just kill it on my turn, I think he's just toasted. Land? Let's go. I'm going to put that on the bottom. I need to land here. I don't want to be too greedy. Because it was such a close game that a couple points of damage here or there could have swung it. If I just saved my rat out for when he played his 3/1 flyer, like was patient, like a good player would have been, that would have been awesome. Sure. Land? Not quite. I kind of do want to draw this. So I can actually cast this one. Can't cast the Reaper. We're low on mana. I don't really care. I think I'm going to win this race if they keep attacking me. Especially because I have Archon's Glory. See what they ditch here. I have to play this because they're not going to play into my Hopeful Vigil. I mean, my Kellen's Lightblades because they know I have Hopeful Vigil. Also just good to develop another threat here. Set up for Archon's Glory and Kellen's Lightblades next turn, maybe. We'll block. +2/+1. That's okay for me. Veteran shirt. Mm-hmm. Could have given my guy +2/+2. They're just cold top decking. Are they drawing cut in? Oh, please don't say you top deck with a spell that's going to kill me. Okay. Okay, that's fine for me. So just to make sure I kill this thing. I know what they have in their hand. Sure, I'll draw the mice.
Yes! One game away from qualifying for draft number 2. That's all that matters now. Is playing my best. Ugh. And then I'll be at least live for still competing in the afternoon. So they have a Monstrous Rage. They don't have any 1 toughness guys that I've seen. So that means it's time to cut the rat out. And I think bring in a Candy Trail. Just a generically okay card. Generically alright. Generically decent. Well, this is a great hand. This is going to be good. We have this to get back our Spellbook Vendor when it inevitably dies. You'll think you can block my 2/2 with your guy. Well, we have news for you, friend. Your 2/3 is useless, just as it always is, because this card is terrible. It always feels terrible to me. Well, that's a good card. We'll keep that. Vigilance the deck. We're playing Vigilance the Gathering. Yes. That's unfortunate. I wish you could get back adventures. They just concede. Yes! We don't have to fight. We can just win. Oh my gosh. See, if I'd won the round 3, I might have placed a more difficult opponent in round 4, because that's just how pairings work. Well, 3-1 is good enough to qualify me for the second draft, and if I can rattle off a few wins in that one before I take a loss, it's gonna be cash for me. So I'm excited. I think this deck was pretty solid. 3-1 is just a pretty good record. I mean, and we've lost against a very good foe. And yeah, my goodness, that's quite nice. Whew. The second draft isn't for a couple hours, so I won't be streaming that whole time. That would be insanity. But yeah, I mean, I felt like we had a pretty good game plan. The match that we did lose was very close. Tight game 2, tight game 3. And the deck was really good. You don't need that many expensive cards. The draft portion was also very interesting. Just heavy white. Figured out that we could just put our first pick and then our second pack, get a couple black cards. Ashiok's Reaper like single-handedly won us that one game. And we maybe had the best Fell Horseman of all time. Like, we discarded our 2 spells. Cold, ripped the Fell Horseman, get back Neva, get back Ashiok's Reaper, grind out the win. That was absolutely absurd in that game that we did that as well. So if you did make it all the way till the end of the video, in the comment section down below, leave hashtag the Clutch Horseman to let me know you made it all the way till the end of the video, because that was a spectacular horseman that allowed us to probably get to this second draft. The deck was pretty sweet. The games are pretty sweet. I hope you enjoyed it. And hit the like button, subscribe for more comments with your questions, thoughts, and feedback if you want to see more videos like this. And yeah, I'll see you folks in the next video where I'll be playing my draft for cash. See you there.